Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. Welcome back. The Monday evening edition of the Field of 68 After Dark, presented by our partners over at BetMGM. We are live on Sirius XM channel 84 and over on Stadium. My name is Rob Dauster. I have Doug Gottlieb and I have Chris Mack, and we have a couple more overreactions from the weekend that we need to talk about. I want to start with this because I think it's going to be a really interesting conversation. I put out a list of 8 teams that could win a national title based off of historical trends with kenpom metrics last week. One of those 8 teams was Auburn. Auburn has since gone and lost 2 games on the road. They are now 16-4 on the season. They don't have a loss by more than 6 points this year. They are also 0-3 in quad 1 games and have not and don't have a quality win on the season. So we're going to start with you, Mac. Is Auburn going to end up a bubble team this year? Is that an overreaction?
Yeah, I think they'll be better than a bubble team. I don't think they'll be sweating on Sunday. You know, I think they're going to need a couple of these games coming up. I think they got Kentucky and Florida at home. They go on the road to Tennessee. A couple other games would give them a quad win. But, no, I don't. Didn't they beat Ole Miss? Didn't they beat them badly?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How's that not that's not a quad 1 win? That's not a quad 1 win?
I don't know. I saw Auburn last week, Mac. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're deep. He plays too many guys. I love Bruce, and I think he's a wildly underrated actual basketball coach. Like, they run good stuff. They play really hard. He takes some erratic shots. That's kind of his. He lets them play a little bit too much offensively. I think they're too talented to be a bubble team. I just do. I know there's a lot of SEC teams where there's not a lot of there, and they struggle a little bit in the non-conference. I don't think Auburn's one of them. I know they had a tough week, but those are 2 road games. They're not going to lose any home games. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it, right? Like they're really good defensively. They have, I think, enough on the offensive end, but at some point you got to beat somebody to kind of prove how good you are, right? Like a win over Ole Miss at home, who our producer Trevor says is 56th in the net. Okay, that's fine. They beat Texas A&M at home. Okay, that's fine. They beat USC at home. Okay, I got you. They beat Virginia Tech at home. All right, that's not that's a pretty good win. But they've got 4 losses away from home, and their only road wins are at Arkansas, which I don't think there's really anything great there, and at Vanderbilt. So I don't know. And Aiden Holloway hasn't been himself of late.
He was bad against Bama. He was just bad. Mm-hmm. And I think a little bit of it's age, but a little bit of it is like you're splitting time, and you get in the league and you get those calls like, dude, you're only putting up how many points, you're only getting how many shots, and I don't love how he's playing either, but I do think that Bruce will settle that thing down. So maybe he won't. 2 years ago when they were one of the best teams in the country, we said their guards and their shot selection is ultimately going to be their undoing, and their guards and their shot selection was ultimately their undoing. But again, in a league, that's an interesting league, right? Because it's without any question they have the most NIL. But Arkansas is kind of a hot mess, right? I don't know what's going on there. They should be better. Devo Davis stepped away from the team. There's a lot of just okay, and then I think Kentucky's really talented and pretty good. I think Tennessee's obviously I think they're the best conference team in that league. And then I think Auburn kind of fits in there in that, like, Bama can really score, but they're not going to win on the road because they don't really defend. So I think they sit pretty comfortably there in that number 3 spot in the league, and they probably beat Kentucky at their place too anyway.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.